Yo, what's going on, fellas? It's your boy Tristan, aka SrirachaDFS, here, back once again with DFS Karma. Happy February. Welcome to another episode of First Impression, where we do a very early preview of the next NBA slate. The main purpose of this video is to highlight the totals of each game, who's favored, as well as give you guys a little injury rundown for the people from each game, as well as who benefits or who takes a hit from it. Make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of our free media content or our live streams. Also, make sure you're in our free chat room where we discuss all things DFS all day, every day, 24/7. You know the vibes. Just go to chatdfs.com to get in for free. Also, in the description below will be our link to access all of our membership options and our core plays. So be sure to check it out in the description below. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the slate. This NBA, Monday, February, welcome to February slate, has 10 games, a pretty big slate. You know that means that there will be low ownership all around, except for the really chalky plays. And if you nail those low owned plays that go nuts, you probably have a good chance at a takedown. First up on the slate, Charlotte at Miami. This game opened up at a 222 total, with Miami being favored by 5. On the Charlotte side, we got Terry Rozier as questionable, and if he is out, then I love my GOAT, LaMelo Ball, and also gives a little bump to Malik Monk, who I think got a little more playing time that game because Terry Rozier only had 17 minutes. But I'm mainly looking at LaMelo Ball if Terry Rozier does sit. On the Miami side, we got a plethora of things to cover, like always with Miami the past couple of weeks. Myers Leonard is out. Maurice Harkless is out. Chris Silva is also out. We have Goran Dragic questionable. Tyler Hero questionable. Who else? Avery Bradley is questionable as well. And then Andre Iguodala is probable. And Gabe Vincent is probable. I would definitely monitor this news throughout the day. We're definitely going to get it before lock. So if Goran Dragic and Tyler Hero are out, you have to mainly focus in on Jimmy Butler and Kendrick Nunn being the main two guards, and maybe even Duncan Robinson for sure as well. Definitely will get guaranteed minutes at the 1-2 spot. So moving on. Lakers at Atlanta. This game opened up at a 218.5 total, with Lakers being favored by 6. On the Lakers side, we got LeBron James as questionable, Anthony Davis as questionable, and as I have said on the past slates where the Lakers do play, they both will be on it almost every single injury report, but I expect LeBron James to play 100%, and I think AD will play as well just because he did play against Boston this past weekend. So I expect them both to be in. On the Atlanta side, we got DeAndre Hunter as out, Bogdanovich as out, Trae Young as probable, and then I think Onyeka Okongwu is probable as well. With news that DeAndre Hunter is going to be out for this game against the Lakers, I do like Kevin Huerter and Cam Reddish to pick up the minutes and probably the usage. Make sure to monitor who starts that game because we could see like someone like Solomon Hill starting, and I'm not sure if he's going to be a good value play just because it is against the Lakers, but the other two, like I mentioned, Kevin Huerter and Cam Reddish, they might be decent plays tomorrow. The next game is Houston at OKC. This game opened up at a 224.5 total, with Houston being favored by 4.5. On the Houston side, we got David Nwaba as out. I believe this gives more minutes to Ben McLemore. And on the OKC side, we got George Hill as out. George Hill has been out the past couple of games, and Theo Maledon has been absorbing those minutes, and he has been actually performing as well. So he's a decent play today against this Houston Rockets team, but the pace of this game just kind of fits Hamidou Diallo more, who also is the backup shooting guard. So he's definitely an interesting play to look at. On the next game is Sacramento versus New Orleans. This game opened up at a 233 total, with the Pelicans being favored by 3.5. The Sacramento side, we got Nemanja Bjelica as questionable, and on the New Orleans side, we got Steven Adams as questionable. If Steven Adams is out, I do like we have to see who's starting first. But if it's Jackson Hayes, you can definitely put him in there as a solid value play for the night. Something that they can also do is maybe play Zion at the 5 a lot more, and Josh Hart at the 4. So we could see Josh Hart being a solid value play as well. I would definitely monitor who's going to start tomorrow. So nothing definite until tomorrow. Next game on the slate is Portland at Milwaukee. This game opened up at a 233 total, with Milwaukee being favored by 10. On the Portland side, we got CJ McCollum as out, Yusuf Nurkic as out, and Derrick Jones Jr. as out as well. I do like Robert Covington in tournaments tomorrow, since Milwaukee seems to give up a lot of points to the wings, and Gary Trent Jr. along with Enes Kanter should eat. The only thing that I do not see him getting is a lot of rebounds, at least on the defensive end, just because Brook Lopez does play away from the rim. He likes to play the perimeter most of the time, so definitely take note of that. Giannis Antetokounmpo is probable tomorrow, so I do expect him to play it as well. Moving on to the next game is New York at Chicago. This game opened up at a 218.5 total, with Chicago being favored by 4. On the New York side, we got Nerlens Noel as questionable. He did sit Sunday, which led to Taj Gibson getting 18 minutes off the bench, which is, I think, maybe the second time he's played this season. But he actually got minutes, and Mitchell Robinson only had 29. Granted, they did. I think it was close. I'm actually not sure. It was pretty close, yeah. So Mitchell Robinson got 29 minutes, and then Taj Gibson got, I think, 18 of those in a close game. So that's something to take note of. On the Chicago side, we got Otto Porter Jr. as questionable, and Wendell Carter is out. If Otto Porter is out, that bumps up Garrett Temple, and also Tomas Satoransky, just because he has played the 3 before, and I've seen him play the 3, I think, in Washington, also on the Chicago team in the past. So definitely look to him. Play maybe backup 3 minutes as well as the backup 1. Next game on the slate is Minnesota at Cleveland. This game opened up at a 218 total, with Cleveland being favored by 5. Both teams did just play last night, with Andre Drummond going bonkers. On the Minnesota side, we got Jarrett Culver as out. Juancho Hernan Gomez, I think, is questionable, along with Karl Anthony Towns as questionable. They are recovering from COVID-19 protocols. I think that they are still going to be out, but FanDuel has not updated, or DraftKings, or anyone has not updated their injury status. So we're going to look to monitor that tomorrow. Naz Reid is also questionable. He missed yesterday's game against this team, and definitely would look to see if he sits out again. On the Cleveland side, we still got Matthew Dellavedova as out, and Lamar Stevens is questionable, but he hasn't really been in the rotation lately, so it's nothing really big to note. The next game, Memphis at San Antonio. This game opened up at a 221 total, with San Antonio being favored by 3.5. They definitely played each other as well this past weekend. Memphis has Grayson Allen as out, Jonas Valanciunas as out, Jaren Jackson Jr. as out as well. But the only reason why I'm listing him here is because I would monitor him for the next couple of weeks. He should be coming back soon. I think he was planned to come back sometime around this time. So could definitely change this Memphis team with Jonas Valanciunas still being out. But he's not in tomorrow, so we don't even have to pay attention to him. Just something to note. On this side, I like Gorgie Dang, who I think received a good amount of minutes with Jonas Valanciunas being out the past couple of games. And then someone else is DeAnthony Melton, who did receive 32 minutes last game, which is very weird because this was Memphis's first game back, I think, in 12 days. And they were very weird with their minutes. John Morant got 27, I believe, and DeAnthony Melton got 32. That makes no sense to me, but I think unless they were trying to run their starters a little less just because it was their first game back. I'm not sure what was going on with the coach, but that's definitely something to note for tomorrow. On the San Antonio side, there are no injuries to report, but Derek White is back, which gives a little bump down to all these Spurs. He was back last game. He performed very well, shot the ball pretty well, and so I definitely think he takes away usage from all the other Spurs players. Next game on the slate, Phoenix at Dallas. This game opened up at a 220.5 total, with Dallas being favored by 1.5. I think these two teams played each other as well this past weekend. Devin Booker was out for that game, and he's questionable for this game. Cameron Payne is out for this game, and Dario Saric is also out for this game. Devin Booker news is huge for this slate. If Devin Booker is out, then I think that Chris Paul is definitely a very good play. DeAndre Ayton is a decent play, and then you might see Cameron Johnson for a bounce back game. He played, I think, 30 plus minutes in this past game, and he scored something like 15, 16 fantasy points or something very low. So he could have a bounce back game. He's priced pretty cheap, and he's going to get the minutes if Devin Booker's out. So on the Dallas side, we have nothing really big to report. They got most of their players back from COVID, besides Maxi's back as well. So he's going to be back for this game. And yeah, they're fully healthy. The last game on the slate is Detroit at Denver. This game opened up at a 221.5 total, with Denver being favored by 9.5. On the Detroit side, we still got Killian Hayes as out. And on the Denver side, we have Gary Harris as questionable. This past, I think, on Sunday morning, they played, and he did not return to the game after leaving, I think, midway through the second or something like that. So, if he's out, and PJ Dozier is also questionable, if both of them are out, I expect either Michael Porter Jr. or Monte Morris to slot in as a starting shooting guard. You could see a multitude of options there, or a multitude of lineup, changes there, because you could see Monte Morris play the 2 with Michael Porter Jr. at the 3, or you can have Michael Porter Jr. play the 2 with Will Barton at the 3, or you could even have Monte Morris at the 2 and Will Barton at the 3 as well. So there's like a plethora of options that Mike Malone can go there for. And honestly, it's hard to predict where they go. So I like both of them as tournament plays. And we'll definitely see what happens tomorrow. But that kind of wraps up this first impression video for the next upcoming NBA slate. If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And also don't forget to subscribe to this DFS Karma YouTube channel for more daily media content and our live streams. Don't forget to check out the description below for all of our socials, as well as our link to our packages and core plays, man. We're going to get back to it. So I appreciate you guys all for watching. As always, it has been your boy Tristan, aka SrirachaDFS, signing off. Have a good one. Peace.